Welcome. This is the Messiah Revelation Ministry, an end time platform focusing on end time events. Today we are looking at the fall of the kingdoms. They will have to fall because all kingdoms in this world will fall. And the book of Daniel talks about the fall of the kingdoms. They will fall. And we have seen some of these kingdoms falling. They rose and they fell. We are presently witnessing the decline of America. I believe the Babylon spoken of in the book of Revelation, an end time player. Is America too big to fall? When will America fall? These are questions, and somebody would think that America is too big to fall. But when we look at the pattern of the empires that fell recently, we can see that the handwriting is on the wall for America. I had a vision where I met two teenagers. They were Black Americans, and they were asking me a question. They were doing a quiz, and the question is, when will Babylon fall? And I didn't have the answer. And one of them told me, you have to read the book of Timothy. I think the Lord was giving me a vision about the fall of a nation. And the fact that the gentlemen that I saw in the vision were Black Americans gives me the impression that the Lord was talking about the fall of America. America will fall, and it is consistent with historical patterns of the fall of nations, but it's also decreed in the Bible. Daniel 2:44 talks about it. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. All these kingdoms. At the time when the Messiah comes, there will be kingdoms, but those kingdoms will be broken. They will fall. And we are witnessing the fall of America. What are the indices? What evidence, what trends show that America is falling? If you ask a question, will America fall? Um, it is an improper question because Daniel 2 verse 44 says that all kingdoms will fall. So you should not ask the question, will America fall? The question you ask is, when will America fall? The Babylon of our time. We are discussing this topic because we are living in the days of the sounding of the final trumpet of heaven. I repeat it that the final trumpet of heaven has sounded because uh, it was shown to me in a vision on August 27, 2013. Today, our message is focused on the falling of the kingdoms and what evidence do we have to show that the kingdoms are falling, they will fall. Somebody focuses on America and believing that America will not fall. They are making America great again. But will America ever be a great again? Daniel 2:44, all kingdoms will fall. When we look at the pattern of the fall of kingdoms, we have the data. We have the fall of the almighty Soviet Union. And Soviet Union came to existence. after 1945, the Second World War. The Soviet Empire stretched to the four corners of the earth: Asia, Europe, Africa, Middle East, and the Caribbean and Latin America. But the Soviet Union fell in 1991. The Berlin Wall was dismantled, and 900 days from the fall of the Berlin Wall, the Soviet Empire fell. It ceased to exist. Um, there was a question: why would the Soviet Union fall? Why did the Soviet Union fall? Was it too big to fall? No, it is the destiny of nations. Nations will rise and fall. In the same way that Soviet Union fell, America will also fall, and all the kingdoms of this world will fall, because Daniel prophecy, Daniel 2:44, is a decree against the fall of the nations. And so if somebody thinks that America will be great again and America will not fall, the person has not read a history. So we are looking into history. So America is too great to fall. A nation that has spread her tentacles in over 150 nations. America's military has been involved in about 150 nations in the world. And Americans' dollar is a reserve currency. And America has alliances. So America is too big to fall. You would think so. And some people want to make America great again. But we'll have to look at the pattern. Spain. Spain was an empire before the American Empire. Spain stretched her military tentacles over the world, imperial overstretching. Spain colonized so many countries and territories, had a lot of pride, but Spain, um, in the end of her decline, at the time of her decline, Spain was in debt. In the same way that America is in debt now, Spain declared bankruptcy on several occasions, and Spain ceased to be an empire. The Spanish Empire collapsed. They claimed they sent Christopher Columbus to go and discover America. And those who were on top, they were down. And nobody remembers the Spanish Empire. It's history. It's a memorial of history. And so there will be a time that people will not remember the American Empire, because the American Empire would be a thing of the past. Britain came to the scene and fell, controlled 25% of the land of the world, had colonies all over the world, and the colonies were fighting for Britain. My grandfather from Ghana, he told me that he went to Burma, India, and other places to fight on behalf of the British Empire. They were promised so many things, allowances that were not given to them. Britain was Great Britain, and the pound sterling was the standard currency. London became the financial capital, and Britain defended her empire in 6 continents. And Britain fell. And then here we're talking about America. America also is following the pattern. When we're talking about imperial overstretching, America has military bases, about 800 military bases over the world. And America is projecting hegemony, military hegemony, stretching her tentacles all over the globe, present in over 150 countries in the world. And one of the indices of America's military hegemony is the budget it spends on the military. According to records, America's budget is more than the combined budget of the next 10 countries on the ladder of military spending. So America is spending a lot of money on military budget. It's an indices of military hegemony. It's an empire, and an empire that has overstretched over the world. And like the empires that came before America, America is piling debt. Presently, America owes about $36 trillion in debt. America is indebted to many countries, including China, a competitor. America's debt is 120% of her GDP. From economic point of view, that is very alarming, because if your debt is more than your GDP, it is not a good sign. And history tells us that when you are in debt, it's not a good sign. The previous empires, they fell because of debt. They were indebted, and Spain declared national bankruptcy several times. And Britain also was indebted before it was finally collapsed, before it finally collapsed. The Soviet Union didn't have money at all, and it fell in 1991. Some people credit President Reagan with the fall of the Soviet Union because of President Reagan's policy, the policy of not containment, but the policy of actually fighting the Soviet Union. It was not enough to contain the Soviet Union. It was the policy of President Reagan to prevent even the rise of pro-Soviet nations over the world. And that saw Americans' involvement in Nicaragua, America's involvement in Angola, Mozambique, challenging the Soviet Union. The policy is called rollback, the rollback doctrine. It is not enough to pursue a policy of containment, as President Harry Truman did. President Reagan decided to roll back the Soviet Empire. The rollback doctrine resulted in America spending more money on arms, so that the Soviet Union will be bleeding to death. In trying to catch up with America, the Soviet spent a lot of money on arms, and the Soviet Union fell in 1991, 900 days after the Berlin Wall, the Iron Curtain broke down in Germany. And when you're talking about America, America is also on the line. Probably the next empire in line to fall. All the signs of the fall are there. Imperial overstretching that led to the fall of Spain and Britain. We see that imperial overstretching when we're talking about America, a nation with military bases spread all over the world, about 800, and U.S. Actually is so overstretched that if there was to be a war in around Taiwan, the Taiwan Strait, and if there is a war around South Korea happening at the same time, and America will not be able to defend her hegemony because America is so overstretched that it will not be able to fight many wars at the same time. And even think tanks in America, they have concluded that America will not be able to fight a conventional war against China. How come will America, how come America will be able to defend her hegemony when there are multiple wars in multiple theaters? America is stretched, imperial overstretching, and it is the same phenomenon that led to the demise of the Soviet Union, the demise of Great Britain, the demise of Rome, and the demise of Spain. As we are talking about America's decline, it is not only economic, we're also talking about social decline, moral decay. And the Roman Empire fell, and one of the reasons why the empire fell is because of moral decay, social decay in America. The statistics show and the evidence are clear as we are talking about social decay of America. The indices are evident. The number of homelessness in major cities in America is an evidence of social decay. Crime rate increasing is an evidence of social decay in America. And we're talking about drug use and drug abuse. According to statistics, about 100,000 people die annually in America. They are impacted by drug overdose, 100,000 people. And fertility rate is declining in America. And all these things are evidences of social decay. And you can even talk about lawlessness in some cases. They are all evidence of social decay. And so America, economically, is in decline, and the indices are there, and the potential for decline is high on the economic front. And on the social front, you also know America is on the decline, and it is entering or has entered the territories that the fallen empires went, the territories that they went, the economic territory, the military territory, and the social territory. America is there. And if there are stages of the fall of nations, America has climbed on many of the stages of the fall of nations. Economic decline, debt, military overstretching, and now America's decline is also tied to her currency. No longer is America going to be the nation whose currency will determine global trade. We're talking about the petrodollar. We are talking about it at a time when Saudi Arabia is accepting payment of oil in Chinese yuan, not in American dollars. We are talking about the war now, U.S. Israel war with Iran, and Iran controlling the Strait of Hormuz, Iran deciding to drive American away from the Strait of Hormuz, Iran fighting a global war against the dollar, insisting that you will not allow um, ships to pass through the Hormuz if they are American ally ships, if they don't pay in yuan, if they don't pay toll to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. America is at war, but even at the time when America is at war with Iran, and America is not able to actually control the Strait of Hormuz, and that accounts for the transportation of 20% of global oil. How come America is not able to do that? It's because America is in decline, and America is not able to project power um, as they used to in the past. And Iran is showing that having nuclear weapons is not enough to fight a war. Having nuclear weapons is not enough to sustain hegemony. After all, the Soviet Union fell, not because the Soviet Union was not strong militarily. It fell because the Soviet Union became bankrupt, didn't have enough money to sustain her hegemony. Britain fell as a major military power, naval power. Britain suffered humiliation in the Suez Canal crisis 1956 against Egypt, even though Britain believed herself to be the naval power of the world. Before the fall of nations, certain things happen. Pride comes before the fall. The British said that the sun will not set on the British Empire. They believed that they will rule forever, but they, they were lying. They fell, and apartheid fell in South Africa. The architects of apartheid thought that they will rule South Africa forever and ever. Pete Botha, an apartheid leader in South Africa, boasted that apartheid will not fall during his leadership. He was the president of minority-ruled South Africa during the period of apartheid. History taught him a lesson. And when he said that apartheid will not fall during his lifetime, he was lying. He was a liar because apartheid fell during his time. He saw it. He saw apartheid fall. And those who say they will make America great again, and I believe that they will see that America will fall, will not be made great again, because the kingdom of the Messiah is coming. It's a better kingdom. It's a divine kingdom. It will topple kingdoms of this world, very proud kingdoms, very arrogant kingdoms, and very corrupt kingdoms for that matter, very violent and God fighting kingdoms, kingdoms that are rebelling against God, including the American kingdom. They will fall. The indices are there. Despite technological supremacy, they are overwhelmed. And so you can see that America is overwhelmed, humiliated. Cheap drones from Iran is able to defeat America's technological supremacy, and America is defenseless. The empire is defenseless against missiles coming from Iran, even at the time when two major military powers, America and Israel, are fighting Iran. Um, Iranian missiles are penetrating American defenses, making mockery of the Iron Dome and the David String and the Arrow defense systems in Israel. We are seeing the fall of empires. We have seen the decline of empires, and the Soviet Union fell when it had nuclear weapons. Britain fell when it was a military state, and America is not big, too big to fall. Socially, America has seen decline, homelessness in the world's most powerful nation, drug use and drug abuse, and other indices of social decay, which are on the record. If you have access to the phone, you can see it. If you watch the TV, you can see it. If you're on social media, you read about it. And it is consistent with the fall of nations. But it is destiny that nations will fall, the kingdoms will fall. Daniel 2:44 has a prophecy about it. The kingdom of the Messiah will reign forever. We are watching the fall of nations, and the nations are very proud. They have overstretched themselves, trying to rule the world, but the world is not for them. The world is for the Messiah. The world is not for the president of America. It's not for the president of Russia. It is not for the prime minister of Israel. It's for the world. And the Lord will use the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. The Lord will use the wicked things of this world to confound the strong. We see the decline of America before our eyes. And if there are stages of the fall of nations, America has climbed many stages, and it is on the last stage of her fall. A military power with military supremacy can fall. The Soviet Union fell, Britain fell, and America would also fall, consistent with the vision that I had, where two young Black Americans asked me a question: when will Babylon fall? Prophetically, the Lord was drawing my attention to Babylon, America. And as America is showing signs of decline, and America is finding a way out of the war in Iran, or rather, America is entangled in the war of Iran, and America is following the footsteps and the footnotes of the empires that fell. Babylon Empire in the Old Testament, the Soviet Empire in 1999. Soviet Union came to power after the Second World War, 1945, and in 1991 it fell. Britain came on the scene. Britain fell. Spain, before that, came on the scene, fell. The almighty Roman Empire also fell, and America is next. And we are watching it, and we are seeing it. Don't forget that we are in the last days. Your salvation is important. My salvation is important. And the Lord is giving us the opportunity to watch the fall of nations. Watch how the mighty falls. Watch how the pride, the nations that are very proud, watch how they fall. And watch how the nation that put their trust in men and in their machines, watch how they are humiliated. Watch the events in the Strait of Hormuz. Watch events in Tel Aviv. watch events in American bases all over the world. The Lord is talking with these events. The Messiah is coming very soon, and we need to repent of our sins because we are in the last days. The final trumpet of heaven has sounded, and the mighty empires are falling, including America. This is Messiah Revelation Ministry. Thank you for watching and sharing. You.